Don't underestimate these small euro coins. The 10-cent and the 20-cent may look ordinary, but some versions are worth far more than their face value. In these two videos, I reveal how to spot the valuable ones. Watch carefully. Video number 1 for 10-cent coin. Stop scrolling. These are 7 10-cent coins, but they are not the same. Each coin comes from a different place. Each has a different design, and one of them is worth more than people think. Most people ignore these coins. Collectors don't. Watch closely. Coin number 1. This coin is the French 10 cent. First issued in 1999, when Europe was preparing for the launch of the euro as a common currency. On the front national side, you can see the famous symbol of France, Marianne, a woman wearing a cap, representing freedom, republic, and the spirit of the French people. Next to her are the letters IF, which stand for Our Publique Française. The year 1999 is very important because it marks the early phase of the euro system, even before people started using euro coins and notes in daily life in 2002. This coin was minted in large numbers, mainly in France, but also in some other European mints for circulation. The design shows motion and strength, symbolizing Europe moving forward into a new economic era. On the back common side, like all euro cent coins, there is the value 10 cent with a map of Europe, showing unity between countries. The metal of this coin is called Nordic gold, which is not real gold, but a special mix of copper, aluminum, zinc, and tin that gives it a golden color and makes it strong and long-lasting. In daily life, this coin is used for small purchases, change, and basic transactions, so millions of people have touched and used it over the years. From a collector's point of view, a normal circulated 1999 French 10-cent coin is not rare, so its real market price is usually close to its face value, around 0.1 euro to 0.3 euro depending on condition. If the coin is in very clean, uncirculated condition, it can sometimes sell for 1 euro to 2 euros. Only special cases like mint errors, proof versions, or coins in perfect mint state can be worth more, sometimes 10 euros or higher. This coin is important not because it is expensive, but because it represents the birth of the euro, the unity of Europe, and the history of modern money. Holding this coin is like holding a small piece of European history, showing how countries came together to create one shared currency that is now used by hundreds of millions of people every day. As time passed, this French 10 euros cent coin became a silent witness to many historical changes in Europe. When it entered real circulation in 2002, people in France and other euro countries slowly said goodbye to their old national currencies like the French franc and started trusting the new euro. This small coin traveled through millions of hands, students buying snacks, workers paying for transport, tourists keeping it as a memory from France. Even though it looks simple, it carries stories of everyday life. Over the years, some of these coins were lost, damaged, or melted, while others were saved by collectors who wanted to keep early euro coins as historical pieces. That is why today, finding a 1999 French 10-cent coin in very sharp and clean condition is not so common in normal pocket change. From a collector's view, the value of this coin slowly changes with time and condition. A heavily used coin is still worth around 0.1 euro to 0.2 euro. Coin number 2. This coin is the Greek 10 cent, and the design on the front shows the famous Greek revolutionary hero, Regis Virios, also known as Regis Velistinis. You can see his face in the center, the year 2009 on the left, and the value written in Greek as 10, which means 10 cents. Regis Virios was a writer, thinker, and freedom fighter who dreamed of a free Balkan region from Ottoman rule in the late 1700s. He wrote revolutionary songs, books, and maps to awaken people and give them the idea of freedom and unity. Because of his activities, he was arrested and executed in 1798, but his ideas later inspired the Greek War of Independence in 1821 by putting his face on the coin. Greece is honoring his sacrifice and reminding people of their struggle for freedom. This coin is made of Nordic gold, the same special metal used in most euro cent coins, which looks golden but contains no real gold. On the backside, like all euro cents, there is the common design with the value 10 cent and a map of Europe, showing unity among European countries. This coin has been used by millions of people in daily life for buses, shops, snacks, and small purchases, so it carries the story of everyday people, as well as national history. In terms of real market value, a normal used Greek 10 cent coin from 2009 is usually worth around 0.1 euro to 0.3 euro if the coin is very clean, uncirculated, or in mint condition. It can sell for 1 euro to 2 euros. Only rare cases, like minting errors or special proof versions, can reach 10 euros or 20 euros or more. This coin is not famous for being expensive, but it is powerful because it connects modern Europe with an old freedom fighter's dream, showing how history, culture, and daily life all meet in one small coin, Rigas. Ferraios was not just a poet or a writer. He was a man who wanted to change the destiny of his people. He believed that Greeks, Serbs, Bulgarians, and all Balkan nations should live free, equal, and united. He printed secret books and revolutionary songs in Vienna and spread them secretly across the Balkans. His most famous work was a revolutionary anthem that called people to rise against tyranny. These ideas were very dangerous at that time, and because of this, he was betrayed, arrested, and handed over to the Ottoman authorities, who executed him in 1798. Even though he died before seeing freedom, his words became fire in people's hearts and later helped start the Greek independence movement. That is why Greece still remembers him as a hero, not only of Greece but of freedom itself. This 10-cent coin is special because it connects small daily money with a very big idea of freedom. Every time someone uses this coin, they are unknowingly carrying the face of a man who gave his life for liberty. The stars around the edge of the coin represent Europe, showing that Greece is part of a larger family of nations, but the center design shows Greek identity and pride. Over the years, millions of these coins were made. Coin number 3. This coin is from Slovakia, and it shows the famous Bratislava castle with the word Slovensko and the year 2020, Bratislava. Castle is one of the most important symbols of Slovakia. It stands high on a hill above the Danube River and has watched over the region for more than 1,000 years. Kings, queens, soldiers, and travelers all passed near this castle. In the Middle Ages, it was a royal palace of Hungarian kings, and later it became a strong fortress to protect Central Europe from invasions. The castle has been destroyed and rebuilt many times by fires and political changes, but every time Slovak people rebuilt it again because it represents their strength and identity. By putting this castle on the coin, Slovakia is telling the world, this is our history. This is our pride. This coin is a Eurocent coin made from special Nordic gold, which looks golden but has no real gold inside. On the other side, it has the common euro design showing Europe and the value of the coin. This coin is used in daily life for small shopping buses and local markets, so it travels from hand to hand carrying the story of Slovakia. In real market value, a normal used Slovak 10-cent or similar cent coin from 2020 is usually worth 0.1 euro to 0.3 euro if it is very clean or uncirculated. Collectors may pay 1 euro to 2 euros. Only rare mint errors or special versions can go higher. But the real value of coin number 3 is not in money, it is in history. It carries the story of a castle that survived wars, empires, and time itself. And today it lives, again in the palm of your hand as a small but powerful symbol of Slovak identity. Bratislava Castle is also the story of the people who lived in its shadow. For centuries, farmers, traders, fishermen, and craftsmen built their lives around the hill where the castle stands. When danger came, they ran toward its walls for safety. When peace came, markets and festivals filled the lands below it. The castle did not belong only to kings, it slowly became the heart of ordinary people's lives. Watching weddings, funerals, victories, and defeats, every stone in its walls carries the footsteps of thousands of unknown men and women whose names are lost, but whose lives shaped the nation. In the 20th century, the castle faced one of its darkest moments. In 1811, a great fire destroyed most of it, and for more than 140 years it stood as a broken ruin. People passed by it every day, seeing only burned walls and silence. But in the 1950s, the Slovak people decided to bring it back to life. They rebuilt it slowly, carefully, and with pride. This rebuilding was not just about stones, it was about healing history. It showed that even after loss, a nation can stand again. Today, the castle is a museum, a symbol, and a place where leaders meet and history is remembered. That is why this coin feels warm and alive in your hand. It is not just metal, it is memory. When you look at it, you are seeing more than a building. You are seeing struggle, patience, and hope. Coin number 4. This is the Italian 10 euro cent coin, first introduced with the launch of the euro currency in 2002. And this specific coin was minted in 2005 by Italy. While the euro is a shared currency across Europe, each country was allowed to design its own national side, and Italy chose to represent its deep connection to ancient Roman art and culture. The figure shown on this coin is inspired by Venus, the Roman goddess of beauty, love, and harmony, symbolizing Italy's artistic heritage and historical identity. The design is based on classical Roman sculpture, reflecting movement, elegance, and timeless beauty, while the stars around the coin represent the unity of the European Union. The coin is made from Nordic gold, an alloy of copper, aluminum, zinc, and tin, and despite its golden appearance, it contains no real gold. Millions of these coins were produced, which means it is not rare in normal, circulated condition, and its current market value usually ranges from its face value of 10 cents up to 1 or 2 euros if found in uncirculated condition. However, coins like this are important to collectors because they represent the early years of the euro and preserve the artistic choices made by each nation. Although this coin is not worth a fortune today, it carries historical value, cultural symbolism, and long-term collectible potential, especially if kept in excellent condition or if it has a minting error. This small coin is a reminder that even everyday money can carry centuries of history, connecting modern Europe to the legacy of ancient Rome beyond its artistic beauty. The Italian 10 euros cent coin also represents an important moment in modern European history, when multiple nations agreed to share a single currency while still preserving their individual identities through design. Before the euro, Italy used the lira for centuries, and the transition in the early 2000s marked a major economic and cultural shift for the country. Coins like this one were among the first everyday objects that people used to physically experience European unity. Over time, many of these coins became worn through circulation, making well-preserved examples increasingly harder to find. Collectors today often search for earlier euro coins like the 2005 issue because they capture the beginning phase of the euro era. While its monetary value remains modest, its real worth lies in its story, a blend of ancient Roman symbolism, modern European cooperation, and daily life history. For numismatists, this coin is not just spare change but a small historical artifact that reflects how art, politics, and economy can merge into a single object that passes quietly from hand to hand across generations. For many people, this coin may seem insignificant, yet it quietly carries the legacy of both ancient Rome and modern Europe. As time passes, everyday coins like this often disappear from circulation, either lost, damaged, or melted down. Coin number 5. This coin belongs to Ireland and was issued in 2004 as part of the European Union's common currency system, the euro. The central design features the traditional Irish harp, a powerful national symbol that has represented Ireland for centuries and is deeply rooted in its cultural and political identity. The harp dates back to ancient Gaelic civilization and was historically associated with Irish kings, poets, and storytellers, symbolizing independence, resilience, and national pride. When Ireland adopted the euro in 2002, it chose to retain the harp on all of its coins to preserve its heritage while joining a unified European economy. The 12 stars surrounding the design represent the European Union, standing for unity, solidarity, and harmony among member states. Coins like this circulated widely across Europe, passing through millions of hands, markets, and daily transactions, quietly recording the early years of the Eurozone's expansion. Over time, many such coins were lost, worn down, or removed from circulation, making well-preserved examples meaningful historical artifacts rather than just spare change. Though modest in face value, this coin reflects a major moment in modern history when Ireland strengthened its connection to Europe while proudly maintaining its ancient identity, turning a simple, everyday object into a lasting symbol of cultural continuity and economic transformation. Beyond its historical symbolism, this Irish euro coin also tells a story of everyday life in early 21st century Europe. Minted during a time of economic transition, it witnessed Ireland's rapid growth period, often called the Celtic Tiger era, when trade, tourism, and cross-border movement increased dramatically. This coin likely traveled far beyond Ireland, used in CAFS, trains, street markets, and small shops across multiple European countries, making it a silent traveler of history. Each scratch and worn edge reflects real human interaction, moments of exchange, and daily survival, adding character that collectors often appreciate. While millions were produced, few remain today in clearly readable condition. especially those with sharp harp details and intact stars. For numismatists, such coins are not judged only by rarity, but by the stories they carry linking personal memories with continental change. What once served as simple currency has now become a physical reminder of how nations preserve identity while embracing shared futures, making this coin far more meaningful than its original monetary value. This coin stands as a quiet witness to a changing Europe, reminding us how ordinary objects can gain historical importance over time. What was once used without a second thought now attracts curiosity, study, and respect, proving that even small coins can carry big stories when preserved and understood. For collectors today, coin number 6. The 10-cent coin you are seeing is far more than a simple piece of everyday currency. It represents the story of modern Europe, unity, and centuries of national identity blended into one small metal disc. Introduced in 1999 with the launch of the euro and released into public circulation in 2002, the 10-cent euro coin became a symbol of economic cooperation among European nations, replacing multiple national currencies with a single shared system. The coin is made from Nordic gold, an alloy of copper, aluminum, zinc, and tin, giving it its distinctive golden color and strong resistance to corrosion, designed to survive decades of use. On the common side, the map of Europe reflects expansion and unity, while the national side, such as Ireland's iconic Celtic harp seen on this coin, connects the modern euro to ancient heritage, music, and sovereignty that dates back hundreds of years. The year stamped on the coin marks a specific moment in time, tying it to global events, economic changes, and personal stories of millions of people who used it in daily life. Though worth only 10 cents in face value, some editions become collectible due to minting variations, low production years, or exceptional condition, turning an ordinary coin into a historical artifact. This coin has passed through countless hands, used in markets, trains, CAFs, and shops, quietly witnessing human life, trade, and progress. It reminds us that history is not only written in books or monuments, but also carried in our pockets, disguised as something small, ordinary, and easily overlooked, yet rich with meaning, identity, and time itself. Over the years, this same 10-cent coin continued its silent journey through different countries, cultures, and generations, becoming a traveler in its own right as it crossed borders without passports or language barriers. Each scratch, discoloration, and worn edge tells a hidden story of movement of hands exchanging it for bread, tickets, or coffee, while Europe itself transformed through economic shifts, technological growth, and political change. As newer coin designs were introduced, and some older minting styles were slowly phased out, earlier issues gained attention from collectors who began studying mint marks, strike depth, and metal composition to identify rarer examples. What makes this coin truly fascinating is that it exists at the intersection of everyday life and recorded history, minted by advanced machinery yet shaped by human use, official policy yet personal experience. Even during financial crises and major global events, coins like this remained in circulation, continuing their role as quiet witnesses to resilience and adaptation. In the world of numismatics, the 10-cent euro stands as proof that value is not only measured by price, but by the stories an object carries, the eras it survives, and the way it connects millions of lives through a shared system of trust and exchange. Coin number 7. The 10-cent euro coin is a powerful symbol of modern history, quietly carrying the story of European unity, identity, and everyday life within its small circular form. First introduced with the birth of the euro between 1999 and 2002, this coin marked a historic shift when multiple national currencies were replaced by a single shared monetary system, reshaping trade, travel, and economic cooperation across Europe. Struck in Nordic golden alloy chosen not for real gold value but for durability and a distinct appearance, the coin was engineered to last decades in circulation, surviving constant handling while maintaining its sharp details. The common side of the coin reflects Europe's evolving map, representing expansion and connection, while the national side, such as France's iconic image of Marianne symbolizing liberty and strength, ties the modern euro to centuries-old national heritage and revolutionary ideals. Every date stamped on the coin anchors it to a specific moment in time, linking it to global events, financial changes, and the personal stories of millions who unknowingly carried history in their pockets. Though its face value is small, certain mint years, conditions, and variations have made some 10-cent coins highly desirable to collectors, proving that true value often lies beyond price. This coin has traveled through CFS, train stations, markets, and borders without restriction, silently witnessing human ambition, struggle, and progress. More than just money, the 10-cent euro stands as a moving artifact of an era where unity was forged through trust, metal, and shared purpose, an ordinary object that holds an extraordinary legacy waiting to be noticed. As the years moved forward, the 10-cent euro continued to circulate through changing times, becoming a quiet witness to economic growth, financial crises, and the everyday resilience of ordinary people. During moments of inflation, recession, and recovery, coins like this remain constant, trusted by millions regardless of language or borders. Collectors later began examining these coins more closely, identifying rare mintages, early map designs, alignment errors, and exceptionally preserved pieces that transformed common circulation coins into sought-after historical items. Each worn edge reflects countless exchanges, hands passing it across shop counters, vending machines, and public transport, turning metal into memory. What makes this coin truly remarkable is its dual identity. At once a tool of daily survival and a lasting record of a continent choosing unity over division. Long after newer designs and digital payments take over, the 10-cent euro will remain a physical reminder of an era when history was not only written in treaties and speeches, but pressed into metal and shared by millions, one small transaction at a time. With time, the 10-cent euro began to gain a deeper meaning beyond its role in commerce, representing the transition from a cash-driven world to a rapidly digital future. These 7 coins carry centuries of history, but one of them hides a secret so rare, it deserves its own story. And that story is coming next. Video number 2 for 20-cent coin. These look like normal 20-cent coins, but every single one in my hand hides a different story. Most people spend them without a second thought. Collectors don't, because some 20-cent coins are not just money. They are history, mistakes, and silent treasures. And one of these 7 coins might shock you the most. Coin number 1. The 20-euro-cent coin is not merely a piece of metal used for everyday transactions. It is a silent witness to centuries of European history, struggle, ambition, unity, and transformation, carrying within its small circular form the story of an entire continent that once stood divided by wars, borders, and currencies, but eventually chose cooperation over conflict. The idea behind the euro did not emerge suddenly in 2002. Its roots stretch deep into the aftermath of World War II, when Europe lay in ruins and leaders began to realize that economic cooperation was the only path to lasting peace. For decades, countries experimented with trade unions, monetary systems, and shared markets, slowly building trust among former rivals, until the dream of a single currency became reality when the euro was officially introduced in physical form in 2002, replacing historic currencies like the Deutsche Mark, French franc, Italian lira, and Spanish peseta. The 20-cent coin became one of the most commonly used denominations, symbolizing how unity had entered daily life, passing from hand to hand across borders without passports or permission. The design of the coin is deeply symbolic. The common European side shows a map of Europe without internal borders, representing openness, connection, and shared destiny, while the 12 stars surrounding the design are not linked to the number of countries, but instead symbolize perfection, completeness, and harmony, reflecting ancient European ideals that unity is not about numbers, but about values. The image, often referred to as Lady Europa, inspired by Greek mythology, reflects the cultural foundation of Europe itself, where the continent takes its very name from the myth of Europa, reminding us that European identity is built on thousands of years of shared stories, philosophy, art, and civilization. The coin's golden alloy, known as Nordic gold, was chosen not for luxury but for durability, resistance to corrosion, and a distinctive appearance that sets it apart from lower denominations, emphasizing reliability and trust, key elements in any successful currency. Every ridge, engraving, and detail on the 20-euro-cent coin is carefully engineered to ensure accessibility, including tactile features that help visually impaired individuals distinguish it by touch, reflecting Europe's commitment to inclusivity and social responsibility. Over time, this coin has traveled millions of miles, crossing countries, languages, and cultures, buying bread in France, coffee in Italy, newspapers in Germany, and metro tickets in Spain, quietly connecting people who may never meet but share the same economic heartbeat. During financial crises, especially the global economic downturn of 2008 and the European debt crisis that followed. The euro and coins like the 20 cent became symbols of both challenge and resilience, as nations debated sovereignty, austerity, and survival, yet ultimately reaffirmed their commitment to a shared monetary future. Collectors today examine 20 euro cent coins not only for mint errors, rare dates, or country-specific designs on the national side, but also for what they represent historically. A bold experiment in unity that continues to evolve. Some variations, mint marks, and early-year issues have gained special attention, proving that even modern coins can become historical artifacts faster than expected. Beyond its monetary value, the 20 euro cent coin reflects a philosophical shift in human history, where cooperation replaced domination, where shared prosperity became more important than isolated power, and where identity expanded beyond borders without erasing local culture. In a world increasingly divided by ideology and nationalism, this small coin serves as a reminder that unity is possible without uniformity, and strengths can emerge from diversity. When you hold a 20 euro cent coin in your hand, you are not just holding currency. You are holding decades of political negotiation, centuries of cultural heritage, and a vision of a continent that chose to walk forward together rather than apart. It is simple, ordinary, and often overlooked, yet its story is extraordinary. Proof that sometimes the smallest objects carry the biggest histories, quietly shaping the world while passing unnoticed. For everyday life, it's silent journey through a rapidly changing Europe, witnessing not only economic growth, but also social transformation, migration, technological advancement, and shifting identities, becoming an unspoken companion to millions of lives across generations. As Eastern European countries gradually joined the European Union, the euro expanded its reach, and the 20-cent coin began circulating in nations that had once lived behind ideological walls, marking a powerful moment in history where former divisions dissolved into shared opportunity. For many citizens, especially those who lived through currency changes, this coin represented adaptation, learning new values, new prices, and new ways of thinking, yet over time it became familiar, trusted, and deeply embedded in everyday routines. Students used it for snacks, workers dropped it into vending machines, travelers carried it across borders without exchanging money, and immigrants used it as their first tangible symbol of belonging in a new homeland. During moments of uncertainty, economic debates, inflation fears, political disagreements, the physical presence of the euro coin reassured people that cooperation was still alive, that shared systems could endure stress without collapsing. Meanwhile, advances in technology began reshaping the future of money itself, as digital payments, contactless cards, and cryptocurrencies emerged, leading many to question whether coins like the 20 euros cent would one day disappear, yet paradoxically increasing their cultural and historical value as physical reminders of a transitional era. Coin number 2. The 2002 German 20 euro cent coin is more than just spare change. It is a powerful symbol of Europe's rebirth and unity after centuries of division and conflict. Carrying on its reverse the iconic Brandenburg Gate, one of the most meaningful monuments in European history, originally built in the late 18th century as a symbol of peace. The Brandenburg Gate later became a silent witness to some of the darkest and most defining moments of modern history, including World War II and the Cold War, when it stood isolated behind the Berlin Wall, separating families, ideologies, and entire worlds. When Germany reunified in 1990, the gate transformed into a global symbol of freedom, reconciliation, and hope, making its appearance on the 20 euro cent coin deeply intentional rather than decorative. Introduced in 2002, the very first euro coins entered public circulation. This coin marked Germany's transition from the Deutschmark to a shared European currency, representing trust in cooperation over division. Every detail of the coin, from its unique Spanish flower edged to its golden Nordic gold alloy, was designed for durability, symbolizing economic stability and continuity in a rapidly changing Europe. As this coin passed through millions of hands, it quietly carried the story of a nation that had learned from its past and chose unity over isolation, openness over barriers. It paid for everyday moments, public transport tickets, coffee cups, newspapers, while silently reminding people of how fragile freedom once was and how valuable it remains. Over time, as digital payments began replacing physical money, the 2002 German 20-cent coin gained a new kind of importance, becoming a tangible reminder of Europe's first unified monetary step and a collectible artifact of a historic transition. for collectors and historians. This coin captures a rare moment when political healing, economic ambition, and cultural identity merged into a single piece of metal. Even today, decades later, the 2002 German 20 cent coin stands as a small yet powerful witness to history, proving that sometimes the greatest stories are not written in books, but quietly carried in pockets, passed from hand to hand, shaping everyday life without ever asking to be noticed. As the years passed, the 2002 German 20 cent coin quietly evolved from a simple means of exchange into a historical witness of Europe's social and economic transformation, reflecting how everyday life itself was changing across the continent. In the early 2000s, this coin symbolized optimism as European citizens embraced open borders, shared markets, and a sense of collective identity that had never existed before on such a scale. Germany, once divided by ideology and concrete walls, now stood at the heart of a united Europe, and the Brandenburg date on this coin served as a constant reminder of how quickly history can turn isolation into connection. The coin circulated during times of expansion, crisis, and recovery, witnessing the global financial crash of 2008, shifts in political power, and the rise of a new digital generation that slowly began to move away from physical cash. Yet despite technological change, the coin remained relevant, grounding people in something tangible and real during uncertain times. Its durable Nordic gold alloy allowed it to survive years of circulation, scratches, and wear, mirroring the resilience of European societies that endured economic hardship while holding on to democratic values. Collectors later began to see the 2002 issue as especially meaningful because it represented the very first chapter of the Euro's physical history, a moment when trust was placed into a shared future rather than national isolation. For many, this coin evokes personal memories, first salaries paid in euros, cross-border travel without currency exchange, and a growing sense that Europe was no longer just a map, but a lived experience. In museums and private collections today, the 2002 German 20-cent coin is studied not for rarity alone, but for its narrative power, as it captures the emotional shift from division to unity in a way few objects can. Long after its purchasing power fades, the coin continues to speak, reminding future generations that peace, freedom, and cooperation are not permanent guarantees, but achievements that must be protected, remembered, and passed on sometimes in the smallest forms. Like a single coin that once rested unnoticed in the palm of a hand. To deepen as historians, collectors, and everyday people began to reinterpret its meaning through the lens of changing generations. What once felt like a modern innovation slowly transformed into a historical artifact, especially for younger Europeans who grew up knowing only the euro and never experienced national currencies like the Deutschmark. For them, this coin is not just metal, but a symbol of inherited stability, representing a Europe that promised peace after centuries of conflict. The Brandenburg Gate, standing calmly on the coin's surface, gained even more significance as global tensions reminded the world how fragile unity can be. This coin traveled silently through countless handsworkers, travelers, students, and shopkeepers, absorbing the unseen stories of daily life while remaining unchanged in form. During moments of uncertainty, such as economic instability and shifting political identities, the coin became a subtle anchor, reminding citizens of shared values and mutual responsibility. Numismatists later highlighted how early euro coins like this one carry a unique emotional weight, because they mark the transition from national pride to collective European belonging. Even today, when digital payments dominate modern economies, the 2020-cent coin continues to circulate, resisting disappearance and proving that physical currency still holds cultural power. Its continued presence serves as a quiet lesson in continuity, economic cycles. Coin number 3. The 20 cent coin is far more than a simple unit of currency. It is a physical record of one of the most ambitious political, economic, and cultural experiments in modern history, the creation of a unified European monetary system. Introduced as part of the euro currency, the 20-cent coin officially entered circulation in 1999 for electronic transactions and became physically available to the public in 2002. Its existence marks the moment when multiple sovereign nations voluntarily set aside centuries-old national currencies in favor of a shared economic identity. This decision was not sudden. It was the result of decades of negotiations following the devastation of two world wars, where European leaders sought permanent peace through economic interdependence, rather than military dominance. The euro, and by extension the 20-cent coin, was designed to make future conflicts not only unthinkable, but economically irrational. From a design perspective, the 20-euro-cent coin was intentionally created to feel distinct in the hand. It features a unique Spanish flower edge with 7 indentations, allowing people, including the visually impaired, to easily recognize it by touch alone. The coin is made from Nordic gold, an alloy of copper, aluminum, zinc, and tin. Despite its golden appearance, it contains no actual gold, a symbolic choice reflecting value based on trust rather than precious metal. This composition was selected for durability, resistance to corrosion, and visual warmth, reinforcing the idea that the euro was meant to last for generations. The common side of the 20-cent coin, shared by all Eurozone countries, was designed by Belgian artist Lucy Louix. It displays a map of Europe, surrounded by 12 stars, symbolizing unity, equality, and harmony among European nations. Importantly, the map does not show political borders, reinforcing the concept of a borderless Europe connected by shared values rather than divided by geography. Over time, the map design evolved slightly to include newer member states, reflecting the living nature of the European project. The national side of the coin varies by country, and this is where deep historical symbolism emerges. In the case of Germany, many 20-cent coins feature iconic national imagery such as the Brandenburg Gate, a monument that perfectly encapsulates Germany's journey through division and reunification. Once standing in the shadow of the Berlin Wall, the Brandenburg Gate became a global symbol of freedom when Germany reunified in 1990. Its appearance on euro coins sends a powerful message. Europe's future is built upon lessons learned from division, not domination. When the 20-euro-cent coin entered everyday life, it quietly replaced deeply emotional national currencies like the Deutsche Mark, French franc, Italian lira, and Spanish peseta. For older generations, this transition was emotional, even painful, as money is closely tied to memory and identity. For younger generations, however, the euro became the only currency they ever knew, turning the 20-cent coin into a symbol of inherited stability rather than loss. This generational divide gives the coin a unique cultural depth rarely found in modern money. Economically, the 20 euros cent coin played a practical role in price standardization across borders. Travelers could move from Germany to France, Italy, or Spain without exchanging money, reinforcing a sense of continental belonging. Small daily transactions, coffee, newspapers, public transport became shared experiences across nations. In this way, the 20-cent coin became a silent ambassador of European unity, passing through millions of hands while shaping habits, expectations, and trust. Over time, the coin also witnessed periods of crisis. During the 2008 global financial collapse and the subsequent Eurozone debt crisis, skepticism toward the euro increased. Yet the 20-cent coin remained unchanged, continuing to circulate even as politicians debated the future of the European Union. Its physical stability contrasted sharply with political uncertainty, making it a subtle symbol of resilience. While governments argued, the coin continued doing its job, facilitating everyday life. From a collector's perspective, most 20-euro-cent coins are not rare. They were minted in large quantities, designed for use rather than preservation. However, certain minting errors, low production years, or exceptionally preserved examples can attract numismatic interest. More importantly, collectors increasingly value these coins not for rarity, but for historical context. Early euro coins, especially those from 1999 to 2002, represent the birth of a new monetary era and are often kept as time capsules of European transformation. In the digital age, where contactless payments and cryptocurrencies dominate headlines, the continued circulation of the 20 euros cent coin carries unexpected significance. It proves that physical money still holds emotional and cultural relevance. A digital transaction leaves no trace, no memory, no physical history. A coin, however, carries wear marks, scratches, and discoloration silent, evidence of the journeys it has taken and the lives it has touched. Ultimately, the 20-euro-cent coin is not valuable because of what it is made of, but because of what it represents. It is a reminder that unity can be built peacefully, that trust can replace gold, and that even the smallest objects can carry the weight of history. Long after political slogans fade and economic theories evolve, this coin will remain a small, circular witness to Europe's ongoing story of cooperation, resilience, and shared destiny. The 20 cent coin quietly adapted to a rapidly changing world. While governments debated treaties, borders, and regulations, this small coin continued to circulate freely across nations, proving that unity does not always require grand speeches. It can exist in everyday actions. Coin number 4. The 20 cent coin, issued by Cyprus in 2008, is far more than a modern piece of European currency. It is a carefully designed historical narrative struck in metal, released in the early years of the 21st century. This coin marks Cyprus's official entry into the Eurozone, a major economic and political transition that connected the island more deeply with Europe. What makes this coin truly significant is the ancient ship engraved on its surface, known as the Cypriot ship, a real merchant vessel dating back to the 4th century BC that was discovered off the coast of Cyprus in the 1960 seconds. By placing this ancient ship on a modern euro coin, Cyprus deliberately linked its contemporary identity with its deep maritime past, reminding the world that the island has been a center of Mediterranean trade and cultural exchange for over 2,000 years. The presence of both Greek and Turkish names for Cyprus, Kypros, and Kypros on the same coin further adds to its numismatic importance, symbolizing the island's complex cultural and historical reality rather than hiding it. Struck in Nordic gold and designed with precision and balance, this coin reflects how modern nations use currency not only for commerce, but also as a tool to preserve memory, identity, and historical continuity, making it a quiet yet powerful witness to Cyprus's journey from ancient seafaring civilization to a modern European statist time past. The 2008 Cyprus 20 cent coin gradually gained a different kind of recognition, not because it disappeared from circulation, but because people began to look at it more closely. Numismatists often describe such coins as quiet storytellers, pieces that were never meant to be rare, yet become meaningful due to what they represent rather than how scarce they are. The Cypriot ship design turned this coin into a cultural ambassador, reminding viewers that Cyprus's identity is inseparable from the sea. Even in circulated condition, scratches and wear do not reduce its historical voice. Instead, they reflect the journey of the coin itself, passing through countless hands, markets, and countries. This everyday movement mirrors the ancient trade routes once sailed by ships, like the one engraved on the coin. For historians and collectors alike, this connection between physical wear and symbolic meaning adds depth, making the coin more than just metal. It becomes evidence of continuity between ancient seafaring civilization and modern European unity. Now survives in collective memory through archaeology, museums, and this circulating coin. In this way, the coin becomes a bridge between academic history and everyday life, allowing ordinary people to unknowingly carry fragments of the ancient Mediterranean world in their pockets. For serious collectors, this layered meaning adds depth, transforming a modest denomination into a historical artifact that represents continuity, identity, and the enduring human connection to trade, exploration, and ultimately, the lasting appeal of the 2008 Cyprus 20 cent coin comes from its ability to quietly educate while remaining in everyday use. It stands as a subtle reminder that even modern currency can carry ancient meaning, blending contemporary economics with centuries-old maritime heritage. Through its design and circulation, the coin continues to connect past and present, reinforcing the idea that history does not only live in museums, it travels with us, hand to hand, across generations. As collectors continue to study and preserve this coin, its significance grows not through scarcity, but through understanding. Each preserved example strengthens its role as a historical messenger, proving that meaning in numismatics often lies in the story a coin tells, not just the metal it is made from. In this way, the coin stands as a quiet symbol of how modern Europe chose to honor currency. From a numismatic perspective, the true strength of the 2008 Cyprus 20 cent coin lies in how it balances history, symbolism, and modern minting standards. Struck after Cyprus officially adopted the euro, this coin represents a turning point where a small island nation embedded its ancient heritage into a shared European currency system. Collectors often note that while the coin was minted in large numbers, pieces preserved in high grades tell a more refined story. Sharp details on the Cypriot ship's hull, clear lines in the sail rigging, and crisp stars around The rim revealed the original artistry intended by the designers. Over time, interest in such coins grows not from rarity alone, but from educational and cultural value. For many new collectors, this coin becomes an entry point into understanding how modern euro issues can still carry thousands of years of history within their design, proving that numismatics is not only about age or metal, but about narrative, identity, and continuity across centuries. When viewed through the broader lens of numismatics, coins like the 2008 Cyprus 20 euro cent serve as powerful reminders that value is not always measured by rarity or price alone. Instead, their importance grows through context, preservation, and storytelling. As the years pass, collectors increasingly appreciate how such coins document a specific moment in European history, the expansion of the Eurozone, and the cultural choices each nation made when presenting itself on a shared currency. The Kyrenia ship, once a working vessel sailing ancient trade routes. Coin number 5. The Irish 20-cent coin issued in 2003 represents far more than a simple unit of European currency. It stands as a carefully designed bridge between Ireland's ancient identity and its modern role within the European Union, carrying centuries of cultural, political, and economic meaning compressed into a small piece of metal. When Ireland officially adopted the euro in 2002, replacing the Irish pound, the country faced an important symbolic challenge: how to preserve national identity while embracing a shared European monetary system. The answer came through the continued use of the Irish harp, a symbol deeply rooted in Ireland's history that predates modern states, political borders, and even written records in some cases. The harp featured on the national side of the 20-cent coin is not a decorative choice, but a deliberate continuation of a symbol that has represented Ireland since medieval times, appearing on royal seals, flags, manuscripts, and coinage long before the Euro era. Historically, the harp has been associated with Gaelic kingship, poets, and bards, who held an honored place in early Irish society as keepers of law, genealogy, and collective memory. By placing this harp on the euro coinage, Ireland asserted that while its currency had changed, its cultural voice had not been silenced or diluted. The 20-cent coin itself occupies a unique position within the euro system, being composed of an alloy known as Nordic gold, a mix of copper, aluminum, zinc, and tin, which gives the coin its distinctive golden appearance, despite containing no actual gold. This alloy was chosen not only for durability, but also to help users easily distinguish the coin by color, weight, and feel, reinforcing the practicality of the euro system for everyday use. The coin's unique 7-notched Spanish flower edge design further adds to its recognizability and tactile identity, making it easily identifiable even without visual confirmation, a subtle but important feature for accessibility. On the reverse side, common to all euro coins, the map of Europe symbolizes unity and shared economic destiny, while the stars represent harmony among member states. The year 2003, visible on this coin, places it within the early transitional phase of the euro, when citizens across Europe were still adjusting to the new currency, comparing values, saving older coins, and slowly integrating the euro into daily life. For Ireland, this period marked a significant economic transformation, as the country had recently experienced rapid growth during the Celtic Tiger era, transitioning from a historically agrarian economy to a modern, globally connected one. The 20-cent coin circulated widely during this time, passing through countless hands, shops, and markets, quietly witnessing a nation redefining itself economically while holding firm to its cultural foundations. From a numismatic perspective, the Irish 20-cent coin is often appreciated not for rarity. Coin number 6. The 20 euro cent coin is one of the most distinctive and historically rich coins in modern European currency. Introduced as part of the euro monetary system, this coin represents far more than just a medium of exchange. It symbolizes European unity, economic cooperation, cultural identity, and the long historical journey of coinage in Europe since its first issuance in 1999 for accounting purposes, and its physical circulation beginning in 2002. The 20 euro cent coin has become an essential part of daily life across the Eurozone. Despite its relatively modest face value, the 20 euro cent coin carries significant historical, artistic, and numismatic importance. Collectors, historians, and economists alike recognize this coin as a fascinating subject due to its unique design, composition, edge shape, and the national variations minted by different European countries. Origins of the euro and the birth of euro coinage. The idea of a unified European currency dates back several decades before the euro's actual introduction. After the devastation of World War II, European nations sought economic cooperation as a means to ensure peace and stability. Over time, this cooperation evolved into economic integration, culminating in the formation of the European Union. The Maastricht Treaty, signed in 1992, laid the foundation for the creation of the euro. The goal was to establish a single currency that would facilitate trade, reduce exchange rate risks, and strengthen Europe's position in the global economy. As part of this ambitious project, a complete series of euro coins and banknotes was designed, including the 20 euro cent coin. Official introduction and circulation. The euro was officially introduced on January 1st, 1999, as a virtual currency used for electronic payments and accounting. However, physical euro coins and banknotes entered circulation on January 1st, 2002. The 20 euro cent coin was among the 8 denominations released at that time. From the very beginning, the 20 euro cent coin stood out due to its distinctive appearance and tactile features. It was designed to be easily recognizable by sight and touch, making it especially helpful for visually impaired users. Physical specifications and unique design features. The 20 euro cent coin is composed of an alloy known as Nordic gold, which contains copper, aluminum, zinc, and tin. Despite its name, Nordic gold contains no actual gold. However, it was chosen for its golden appearance, durability, resistance to corrosion, and hypoallergenic properties. Key physical characteristics include diameter 22.25 millimeters, weight 5.74 grams, thickness 2.14 millimeters, edge smooth with 7 indents, a unique Spanish flower shape. This uniquely shaped edge is one of the most recognizable features of the 20 euro cent coin and plays a significant role in distinguishing it from other euro denominations. Common European side, symbol of unity. All euro coins share a common European side, designed by Belgian engraver Luc Louix. Coin number 7. The Greek 20 lepta coin is a significant denomination within the euro coin system, representing both modern European monetary unity and Greece's deep historical and cultural heritage. Although commonly referred to as 20 cents in everyday usage, Greece officially uses the traditional term lepta, a word rooted in ancient Greek monetary history. This linguistic choice reflects Greece's strong connection to its past. Even within a modern unified European framework, the 20 lepta coin is not merely a small unit of currency. It serves as a bridge between ancient Greek civilization and contemporary Europe. Through its design, symbolism, and continued circulation, this coin tells a story of economic evolution, national identity, and European integration. Historical background. Greece and the euro. Greece officially adopted the euro on January 1st, 2001, becoming one of the early members of the eurozone. Physical euro coins, including the 20 lepta coin, entered circulation on 1 January 2002. This transition marked a major economic shift, replacing the Greek drachma, a currency with a history spanning over 2,600 years. The replacement of the drachma was not merely a financial change. It was a symbolic moment in Greek history. Greece, often considered the cradle of Western civilization, joined a modern monetary union while preserving elements of its historical identity through coin design and terminology. Meaning of lepta, a name from antiquity. The term lepta originates from the Greek word leptes, meaning small or thin. Historically, lepta were used as fractional units of currency in ancient and modern Greece. By continuing to use the term lepta instead of cents, Greece reinforced a cultural and linguistic continuity that dates back thousands of years. This makes the Greek 20 lepta coin unique within the eurozone, as it directly connects modern European money to ancient Greek monetary traditions. Design of the Greek 20 lepta coin. The Greek national side of the 20 lepta coin features a portrait of Ioannis Kapodistrias, one of the most important figures in modern Greek history. Kapodistrias was the first governor of independent Greece, serving from 1828 until his assassination in 1831. His presence on the coin symbolizes the birth of the modern Greek state, political independence after centuries of Ottoman rule, national unity and reform. The inscription 20 lepta appears clearly on the coin along with the year of minting and the 12 stars of the European Union, representing unity among member states beyond its historical and political significance. The Greek 20 lepta coin also represents continuity and public trust in modern currency systems. Coins are among the most enduring objects in daily human life, passing silently from hand to hand, generation to generation. The 20 lepta coin carries with it the responsibility of reliability. Its weight, metal composition, and standardized design ensure that it is instantly recognizable. These are not ordinary coins. Some are rare, some are valuable, and some are worth far more than their face value. Always check your coins